We got some live news, Tim.
What is it?
Trump is on his way to the hospital.
Really?
He's departing the White House by helicopter late Friday. The officials said the visit was precautionary and that Trump would work from the hospital's presidential suite. Early Friday, the White House said Trump remains fatigued and had been injected with an experimental antibody cocktail, but he is going to be at a military hospital for the weekend.
This is very bad news. This is very, very bad news. And obviously nobody wants, well, I don't want, and I'm not going to say nobody because I'm sure that that's not a factual thing. Nobody wants Trump to be impaired drastically by this. Number one, if you're a thinking person, you realize how vulnerable that makes the country, even though the Pentagon will step in. You want an election to happen here. You don't want somebody who's drastically impaired. This is a very, very trying time. It is truly, we're on the brink here. We're on the verge. We're on the edge. As much as we joke around, as much as we have fun on the show, and it's what our job is, we are on the brink of some challenges that could prove insurmountable in the short term. And I think that people don't quite understand that. We are heading towards a place. There's never been less trust. I mean, if you go back to the Civil War and stuff, fine. But just for the purposes of the point I'm going to make, there's never been less trust in this country than what I see now. People are quick to violence. Nobody trusts any of the major institutions, the media, the government. We have a pandemic. We have an economic collapse. We have the president of the United States in the hospital. We have an election that's already very contentious, unraveling and unfolding, where we're going to have some answer in a month's time. One of my favorite quotes, hell is empty and all the devils are here. William Shakespeare. I mean, truly, this makes 2009 look like a cake walk in the park. 2009, we just had a recession. We had a cool black dude running the show, and everybody was like, we'll figure it out. But as far as this goes, we are right now, we got dead people coming back to do commercials here. That was that great Bill Hicks joke about that Yul Brynner when he died. It was an anti-smoking PSA. And Bill Hicks was like, Yul Brynner's like, the commercial was, I'm Yul Brynner and I'm dead now. Bill Hicks was like, what's he selling? A great joke. Trump headed to the hospital, precautionary visit with COVID.
He's on a cocktail of Regeneron. It's an experimental antibody
He's getting
treatment.
the best. He's getting the best.
Uh-huh.
This could mean war with China. This could just mean a war with China. I mean, truly. How?
He has a fever. He's lethargic. They said this is just all precautionary.
Is he 75?
I think Trump's 74. Let me see.
I mean, this is who it's going to get. This is who it gets,
Yeah,
folks.
he's 74.
Yeah, I mean, 74 is not the age you want to be if you get corona.
Overweight, too.
He's overweight.
Yeah. Bad diet.
Doesn't eat the best foods. I mean, you want to talk about Shakespearean if he died of coronavirus, right? It's a little Shakespearean.
Yeah.
Little crazy if he died of that. If his condition worsened, that would be, I mean, this is the wildest period in American history, I think, other than really World War II or the Civil War. I mean, I just can't think of anything where there's just been a succession of events that have happened one after another like this. You know? It highlights even how silly LA is. What a silly, unserious place it is when this stuff starts to happen. And you start to realize now that, we're in uncharted waters here. I mean, Boris Johnson went to the hospital with this.
Yeah.
And he came out okay, but it was tough.
It was tough.
Yeah, and he was much younger than Trump. Probably both in not great shape, but a precautionary visit.
Yeah, Boris was 56.
Here's the thing, man. He would not be going to the hospital if there was nothing going on.
That's how I'm kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Right?
They'd have doctors come in there. They have doctors there. Would come in.
Right.
So he's going to the hospital and and it's not good. I mean,
The power has not been transferred to the vice president yet, but this is all live on Drudge. I'm here right now. Yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
Wow. Mike Pence is healthy, right? We're sitting in an Airbnb in Nashville. You know, it's like we're sitting in an Airbnb in Nashville. The president of the United States has just gone to the hospital with coronavirus. The 74-year-old overweight president of the United States, who happens to be Donald Trump. Today, I woke up and I watched a child who was killed in a Parkland school shooting get reanimated to come back and deliver an anti-gun PSA. Okay? I then scrolled down on my phone to be informed that trust in institutions was at record lows, and people were already starting to see irregularities with the voting in the election, which has been taking place absentee for, I believe, a few weeks. Then I looked at the earthquakes that are happening right where I live out in the desert in California that could suggest a larger and bigger earthquake. Okay? Then I ate some truly mediocre hot chicken out of a box that my opener waited 35 minutes to get, all the while on the line probably cursing me because I didn't understand the importance of his basketball podcast. Okay? Now we sit down, try to do a nice little episode for everybody, talk about the things that are happening, defend the honor of the great grifter and gold digger Melania Trump.
Yes.
Who's, I don't know if she's in the hospital. You think she's accompanying Donald to the hospital?
Probably. She has mild symptoms, though. She's supposedly fine.
She'll be fine. Those Eastern Europeans, I mean, come on, they come to the country in a crate. You think you can get them? We're on the verge of a civil war, conflict with China. We're already in a trade war with them, Cold War, hot war, a country of endless grifts. The month of October. Want to make a hack pumpkin spice latte joke here, but you just can't. Because we're on the verge of... You could wake up tomorrow and the president could not be here anymore and it'd be pandemonium.
Oh, yeah.
Could happen during one of my shows tonight. We could get word, God forbid, we don't want this, that the president is in a coma or passed out or dead or anything during one of my comedy shows. And, I mean, what a time to be performing stand-up comedy. Somebody could yell out a heckle during my set, like, Trump's dead now or something. And I guess I would just have to say, all right, well, in light of this news, I don't think it's appropriate to continue the show, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's what I would say. I think that's what I would say if something like that were to happen. And I don't usually do stuff like that, but I would say kind of like in light of the recent developments, I would say tragic. I'm in Nashville. I'd say in light of the recent tragic developments, it is inappropriate now for me to continue my show. But we do have a merch table outside with a hoodie that I've spent months designing for you. So if you want to get in on this merch, but man, it's fucking wild out. I don't know where this goes. This is the Willy Wonka boat ride that we're on here, you know? Can you get that up? Can we play that a little bit? Or is that
The Willy Wonka boat ride?
Yeah.
Maybe.
See if we can get that up. They get on the boat with Wonka. I can see he's mentally unstable.
If that song's not copyrighted, I think we should be able to.
It's probably all copyrighted.
Yeah, it's copyrighted.
All right. Or YouTube will take all our money. YouTube will say no more money. Wow. Well, we hope the president has a speedy recovery. We hope there is an election, that it is fair, that people are happy with the result. No one's ever going to be happy with anything, but that people are confident that it was a free election and that we still have a democracy. I really hope that. You know?
Yeah.
But we will be a dictatorship with merch. Like, we will still have merch. Don't worry about it. The military junta will be firmly in place, and we'll all be selling each other fucking hoodies with funny, wacky faces on them. I don't know what to tell you. I'll use a sports analogy. It feels like it's time for a Hail Mary. Yeah. How about that? Is that fun for everyone? A little sports analogy right now. We're in end times. It's an odd place to broadcast from. Yeah. It's an odd place to plug dates, which I'm about to do right now. But during end times, where are you getting your chuckles? Because right after this, we've got shows in Salt Lake City, Utah. We've got shows in Tampa. We have shows in Palm Beach, Florida. We have shows in Chicago. We have shows in Oklahoma. We have shows in Denver, and we have shows in Kansas City. And then we are wrapping up this leg of the tour, and then we're going to chill for a few months in the winter, keep doing the podcast, get some of our energy back, regenerate, you know.
And Phoenix, too.
And Phoenix, which is not selling well. So if you're out there in Phoenix, please buy tickets. Phoenix is selling okay. Everything else is really sold out. Every market, really, except Phoenix. I mean, and we've added shows. So there's tickets in every market, but we've added shows. Phoenix could do a little better. Speaking of Phoenix, we hope Donald J. Trump rises like a phoenix. You think Melania's at his bedside right now with a lawyer and the will? Donald, you made promises to me. Donald, I have to put up Christmas decorations. Who gives a shit about them? Wow.
I mean, by the time this is out, he might be.
I don't know. I mean, we're hoping that does not happen. But I mean, we've never seen the wheels come off something so quickly. I mean, I can't even imagine. I can't even begin to tell you how quick the wheels have come off this society. Truly. But you know, get that merch. Good night.